Were Egyptian obelisks alien tech? The obelisks of ancient Egypt have long captivated historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts of ancient civilizations. These towering monoliths, often reaching heights of over 30 meters and weighing hundreds of tons, are among the most iconic symbols of ancient Egyptian culture. They are marvels of engineering, featuring precise geometric shapes and intricate hieroglyphic carvings. But the sheer size, precision, and technological sophistication required to create and transport these structures have led some to question whether the ancient Egyptians were truly capable of constructing them using only the tools and knowledge available at the time. This line of thinking has given rise to one of the most intriguing theories in the field of alternative archaeology. Were Egyptian obelisks actually a form of alien technology? To understand this hypothesis, we must first examine the nature of the obelisks themselves, the historical context in which they were created, and the traditional explanations for their construction. Only then can we evaluate the merits of the claim that these ancient structures may have had extraterrestrial origins. Obelisks are tall, four-sided, narrow tapering monuments that culminate in a pyramidion at the top, typically made from a single piece of stone, usually granite. They were quarried, carved, and transported to their final locations as a symbol of power and divine connection. Most of the obelisks were erected in pairs at the entrances of temples, where they served as religious symbols dedicated to the sun god Ra. The Egyptians believed that obelisks were physical manifestations of the sun's rays, and their pyramid-shaped tops symbolized the sun's rays descending to earth. The surface of each obelisk was usually covered with inscriptions that glorified the achievements of the pharaoh who commissioned it and invoked the favor of the gods. These inscriptions were carved with remarkable precision, with some of the hieroglyphs measuring just a few centimeters in width. The craftsmanship displayed in the creation of these inscriptions has led some to speculate that the ancient Egyptians may have possessed advanced tools or knowledge not documented in the historical record. The traditional explanation: according to mainstream archaeology, the construction of obelisks was a monumental task, but one that was entirely within the capabilities of the ancient Egyptians. The process began with the selection of a suitable piece of stone from a quarry, most famously the granite quarries of Aswan. The stone was then shaped and carved using copper tools, stone hammers, and abrasives, such as sand. This method, while labor-intensive, was sufficient to create the precise lines and smooth surfaces characteristic of obelisks. Once the obelisk was completed, it had to be transported from the quarry to its final location, sometimes over distances of hundreds of kilometers. This was likely achieved using a combination of sledges, rollers, and manpower, with the Nile River playing a crucial role in the transportation process. Finally, the obelisk was erected using a system of ramps, levers, and counterweights, allowing the massive structure to be positioned upright with remarkable precision. While this explanation accounts for the physical creation and transportation of obelisks, it does not fully satisfy those who question whether such feats were truly possible with the tools and techniques available to the ancient Egyptians. The sheer size and weight of some obelisks, such as the unfinished obelisk in Aswan, which would have weighed around 1,200 tons, have led some to argue that the construction of these monuments required knowledge or technology that the Egyptians could not have possessed without external assistance. The alternative hypothesis: alien intervention. Proponents of the alien technology hypothesis argue that the ancient Egyptians could not have constructed the obelisks using the tools and methods traditionally attributed to them. Instead, they suggest that the obelisks were either created by extraterrestrial beings, or that the Egyptians were given advanced technology by these beings to aid in their construction. One of the key pieces of evidence cited by proponents of this theory is the precision with which the obelisks were carved and erected. The idea is that the level of precision seen in the obelisks, particularly in the inscriptions, would have been impossible to achieve with the rudimentary tools supposedly available to the ancient Egyptians. This has led some to speculate that the Egyptians may have had access to advanced cutting tools, possibly even laser-like technology, which could have been provided by an alien civilization. Another point often raised by those who support this hypothesis is the question of how the obelisks were transported and erected. Given the size and weight of these structures, some argue that the traditional methods of moving and raising obelisks are not feasible. They suggest that anti-gravity technology or other forms of advanced engineering, unknown to us, could have been used to accomplish these tasks. This theory is bolstered by the fact that modern engineers would struggle to replicate the construction and transportation of obelisks using only the technology that was supposedly available to the ancient Egyptians. While the idea of alien involvement in the construction of obelisks is certainly intriguing, it is important to approach such claims with a critical eye. One of the primary challenges of the alien technology hypothesis is the lack of direct evidence supporting the existence of advanced tools or extraterrestrial intervention. The tools and methods traditionally attributed attributed to the ancient Egyptians have been demonstrated to be effective in numerous experiments conducted by archaeologists and engineers. These experiments have shown that, while difficult, it is indeed possible to carve, transport, and erect large stone monuments using the techniques described in historical records. Moreover, the argument that the ancient Egyptians lacked the necessary technology to create obelisks assumes that our understanding of their capabilities is complete. In reality, the Egyptians were highly skilled engineers and craftsmen, capable of incredible feats of construction and artistry. Their knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering was advanced for their time, and they likely developed sophisticated techniques that have not survived in the archaeological record. The inscriptions on the obelisks, often cited as evidence of advanced or alien technology, can also be explained through traditional means. The use of copper tools, combined with abrasives like quartz sand, would have allowed for precise carving of hieroglyphs. The attention to detail and craftsmanship displayed in these inscriptions is a testament to the skill and dedication of the artisans, rather than an indication of alien involvement. The broader context of alien theories comes from the hypothesis that obelisks, along with other ancient monuments, may be the result of alien technology as part of a broader trend in alternative archaeology that seeks to attribute the achievements of ancient civilizations to extraterrestrial influence. This trend is often driven by the belief that ancient peoples, with their supposedly primitive tools and knowledge, could not have accomplished such feats on their own. However, this line of thinking can be problematic, as it underestimates the capabilities of ancient civilizations and ignores the extensive evidence of human ingenuity. It also overlooks the fact that many ancient technologies, while impressive, were the result of gradual development and refinement over centuries, rather than sudden leaps in knowledge or capability. The idea that alien intervention was necessary to explain the construction of obelisks, therefore, relies on an oversimplified view of history that does not account for the complexities of human development. Alternative explanations, lost technologies, and forgotten techniques might be a possibility. While the alien technology hypothesis is one explanation for the construction of obelisks, there are other more plausible alternatives that do not require extraterrestrial involvement. One possibility is that the ancient Egyptians possessed technologies or techniques that have been lost to history. These could include advanced methods of stone cutting, transportation, or construction that were known to the Egyptians, but were not documented in surviving records. Such lost technologies could explain the precision and scale of the obelisks without resorting to the idea of alien intervention. For example, some researchers have suggested that the Egyptians may have used a form of concrete or geopolymer to create some of their stone structures, including obelisks. This would have allowed them to cast large blocks of stone in place, rather than having to quarry, transport, and carve them using more labor-intensive methods. While this theory is still debated among scholars, it offers a potential explanation for how the Egyptians could have created such massive and precise structures. Another possibility is that the Egyptians developed highly effective methods of organizing and mobilizing large labor forces, allowing them to accomplish feats of construction that would be difficult, if not impossible, for a smaller or less organized society. The construction of the pyramids, for example, involved the coordinated efforts of thousands of workers over many years, and it is likely that similar techniques were used in the creation of obelisks. In the end, while the idea that Egyptian obelisks were a form of alien technology is an intriguing hypothesis, it is one that lacks concrete evidence. The available archaeological and historical data support the conclusion that these monuments were the product of human ingenuity, creativity, and perseverance. The ancient Egyptians were master builders, capable of achieving incredible feats of engineering and construction using the tools and knowledge available to them. The mystery of how the obelisks were created and erected is not necessarily evidence of alien intervention, but rather a reminder of the incredible capabilities of ancient civilizations. As we continue to study and learn more about the past, we may uncover new evidence that sheds light on the methods used by the Egyptians to construct these awe-inspiring structures. Until then, the obelisks remain a testament to the skill and determination of the people who built them, and a symbol of the enduring legacy of ancient Egypt. If you enjoyed this epic journey, please subscribe to our channel for more thrilling historical tales. Don't miss out on new videos. Hit the notification bell to stay updated.